I'm Spencer Mazyck, and joining me now is lawyer turned founder of an online legal recruiting company, Kirath Miller. She has created through her site, JD Profiles, a revolutionary method of connecting employers and job candidates. Welcome, Kirath. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Spencer. Thanks for having me.
So I just described your site as revolutionary, but please explain, please explain what it does and how is it different from other legal recruiting websites.
Sure. So JD Profiles is a legal recruiting site with a twist, I like to say. Instead of having candidates send in their resumes for job postings, we instead have employers reach out to candidates for open positions. How this works is that candidates upload an anonymous profile to the site, and employers can search these and request resumes for whatever candidate they're interested in.
So, and anonymous, though, what are some reasons why job seekers might want to remain anonymous during their search?
You know, for candidates, it's because they are, frankly, scared to put themselves out there. It could be because they have, a job they really like and they don't want to mess with it. They oftentimes they're too busy to search for jobs. It's just really what I like to say to candidates is it's really geared towards the passive job seeker, someone who might not have the time or the or even if they're very fond of their job, but they
might want to test the waters just to see what's out there, and I can understand
exactly
why they wouldn't want people to know that. But is there any chance, though, that the employer would be able to identify the candidate based on his job profile, job history, and job description?
No, absolutely not. I've actually had a lot of people, candidates who are worried about that. They say, I do something very specific in a very specific market. I'm not really sure I would be anonymous, but it's the candidate is identified by number rather than name. I take law firms and law schools and turn them into rankings, and instead of actually specifying the location the person works, I go by the location they want to be in. So at the end of the day, it's just very difficult for it would be pretty much impossible for an employer to say, this is. I know this candidate. Also, employers cannot see the profiles of candidates at their own companies or firms.
So let's say today I want to join JD Profiles. Yeah. I'm interested in signing up. Walk me through the steps. How does it all work?
For a candidate, it's absolutely free to sign up. You're directed to a wizard, which is very quick. It takes about 10 minutes to fill out, it's basically drop-down menus, radio buttons. You fill out a form.
Sort of like LinkedIn.
Sort of like LinkedIn, except the form becomes anonymous when you actually upload it to the server. So, and once it's up there, employers can go in. They also register for free, and they can run as many searches as they want of profiles. They can run targeted searches, whatever they want to do. And
well, Kirath, can I send you my resume, though? Because what if I don't want to go through the filling out of the profile, the wizard?
Currently you can upload your resume, and a person at JD Profiles could actually create that profile, that anonymous profile for you. Or actually, it doesn't really need to be anonymous. It's an option, and I think many people want to take that option. But it doesn't have to be anonymous. Right now, though, we do want to have the profiles up rather than resumes. It just makes it easier for employers to kind of sift through all the profiles out there and find who they're looking for.
But if I send you my resume, then there's a team on your side that would actually create a profile for me.
Exactly. So you can do it yourself using this wizard, or we can do it for the busier professional who might not have the time to even, take the 10 minutes to do the wizard. So.
Do you have a team of legal recruiters there who are ready, willing, and able to assist whenever we need them?
Yes, we have a great team. We, in addition to my web developers, and I have a network of people supporting me for social media and for advertising, online advertising, and so on. And also, I have a great affiliation of recruiters I work with who are there to help make connections between employers and candidates. We launched in July, so there's really a lot of employers, especially to go out to and introduce them to JD profiles. So we're working every day with this network to, all over the country actually, to get employers on, get candidates on from different markets. We really want this to be national.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the process, after I land the job, not only do you get a placement bonus from the employer, but I, as the candidate, would receive a bonus from you. Is that right?
Yes, that placement bonus is going on for anyone who signs, any candidate who signs on until the end of this year.
So they have to do it before 12/31/13.
That's right. That's right. So there's a great incentive to sign up before then. We're really trying to get our database up and running as quickly as possible, and it's really working. I mean, people are very excited by the idea of this bonus that they wouldn't otherwise have.
So what I want to know is how much is the bonus and when might I receive it?
The bonus is 5% of the starting salary in your new job, up to $10,000.
Okay.
So, and you receive it after you've been at the job for 6 months. And on the employer side, we're working really hard to make this very competitive with what other recruiters offer. So, that's going to, their fee will really depend on who the employer is, what their necessities are, what they're able to offer, and we'll work with them. But it's because we're a volume-based business, we're really able to be competitive and bring down that fee.
Is your only source of revenue, though, derived from these placement fees that you get from employers?
Yes, we charge nothing to use the website. It's entirely free for both employers and candidates. We only get a fee ourselves when there's a successful placement, when someone actually starts working at the company firm that they're hired with. So, we really do count on their success as being ours.
And you get the fee 1 month after they start, or when do you get the placement fee?
That's what we say. We'd like, about a month after the candidate starts, we would receive our fee. 6 months later, we'll turn around and give the placement bonus back. So everyone wins.
Yeah, everyone does win, it sounds like. And I like the idea of JD profiles, especially that the employers do the bulk of the work. But in this legal market, though, are you convinced that they're going to want to take the laboring oar in the job search?
I think it makes life a lot easier for them, actually. Right now, when they have a job open, they have to post their job in dozens of places. They receive dozens and dozens of resumes, many of which don't fit the bill. So what we're offering them is a really quick service. They just sign in, run a targeted search, and it just spits back 5, 10, 15 profiles that match exactly what they're looking for. And it's a very large pool of candidates we're offering them, much, much larger than what they would get through independent recruiters or if they post their job online, because we are, first of all, marketing nationally, and we already have candidates from all over the country signed up with our site. And also we're getting that passive candidate pool that recruiters can't reach, really. A person who might be kind of waffling about the job search isn't going to talk to a recruiter, but they will sign up with us. And like I like to tell...
And if they get an email from the recruiter or someone saying they're interested, then maybe they might actually take that next step.
Exactly what I was going to say. People love being wooed. I mean, it really works.
Who doesn't? You're absolutely right about that.
If they might not think they're interested in something, and then suddenly, X firm or Y company comes knocking at your door, you're like, wow, they're interested in me. That's great. Maybe I'm interested in them too.
And so right now for JD profiles, it's really the people who can apply and sign up, they really have to have a JD or an LLM. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
So there's no paralegal, no other kind of legal services jobs available?
Not yet. It's JD, LLM. Everyone's invited to join. And I'm really happy to report we've actually had a spectacular group of people sign up so far. I'm really happy with that. It's people actually at top firms, top companies, coming from top law schools. So, I've been really, really happy about that because really anyone can sign up. You don't need to have certain qualifications to do so.
Do you have a number that you want to disclose in terms of how many people have signed up and registered for the site?
Yeah, like I said, we launched in July. We have over 100 and counting.
Great.
And
that is good.
it was a little slower at first, and now it's picking up speed. We're getting more and more people every week. So
and I bet you'll get even more before 12/31.
I'm
for
really
December
hoping so.
31st.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So prior to starting this business, Kirath, you were practicing law at Shearman and also at Wilmer, Hale. So how did you come up with the idea for JD Profiles?
Well, I was working, after I left the firms, I was working as an independent legal recruiter for about a year. I actually decided I wanted to leave the law because when I was at the firms, both of them, I spent a lot of time interviewing people, helping organize training programs, reviewing resumes for summer associates, and I just loved that aspect of my job. I thought this is something I could do full time and be very happy.
Wasn't the practice part of it, but the recruiting part of it that you enjoyed?
Yes, exactly. It was, it was the practicing law was great, but I liked working with people so much more and kind of learning their stories and helping them with their careers. So I ended up working as a legal recruiter.
And was that with your company, KRM Legal Search?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. I formed my own company to do so, but I was working with actually a network of recruiters at that time who I'd been introduced to and who sort of mentored me and helped me form connections with employers. And really, I was, at the beginning, I was sourcing candidates. I was just struck then by how inefficient it seemed. First of all, because you are really cold calling people. That's how you source candidates. That's the main way it's done, as a recruiter. And I mean, everyone prefers the internet. Everyone likes to do things online these days. They don't want to pick up the phone and talk to a stranger. And I thought, why not create something that's web-based, that's really easy for people to use? Secondly, it was just inefficient. If you make 100 calls in a day, 90 of those are going to go through to voicemail. Mm-hmm. 8 of those people are going to pick up by mistake and not really want to talk to you.
That happens a lot, yes.
Yes, and maybe 2 of those people at the end of the long day will be interested in talking to you, but there are no guarantees. And, I know law firms, I know a lot of lawyers, and I just couldn't believe that so few people would be interested in finding new jobs. I was willing to bet that, 50 or more of those people would be delighted to actually learn about new opportunities. They just don't have the time, maybe, or they're scared to look because they don't want their employer finding out. Whatever the case is, I thought, I need to create something for these people who don't have an outlet right now, who don't have the time, something very easy for them to come to and that will help introduce them to new opportunities.
Right, and now instead of having to cold call folks, you actually have people come to you. So
Exactly.
That's a great idea. And tell us, though, a little bit about the transition from leaving practice of law to starting your own company. Was that difficult?
It was a really difficult decision. I really loved my coworkers. I respected the people I worked for so much. The partners were some of the most intelligent people I'd ever met. And to be trained in that environment is a real privilege. And I never really thought of starting my own company when I started out in law. And I was so happy to be working where I was. And it was also in the middle of the downturn, and it was a very risky time to be trying to do anything else. But something inside me just said, it's now or never. You've got to go. You've got to pursue this new thing. You really seem to have a passion for it, and it's time to give it a try.
Well, and what advice would you give to other folks who are looking to make a very similar transition?
Think about it. Think about it very, very hard. I thought about it for a year. Every single day, I talked to everyone who would listen about, giving up my job, my stable job, and going out into the unknown. You have to be financially prepared. You have to save a lot of money or have some other source of income coming in. You've really got to think about it. Don't get angry one week and decide it's not for you and leave. And I think it's also really important to leave with a feeling that people who you worked for respect you and are sorry to see you go. So, it helps you throughout the rest of your career to leave on good terms. So,
you absolutely don't want to burn any bridges on your way out the door.
Not at all. And I was very happy to leave with very good relationships at both firms I worked for, and I keep in touch with a lot of those people even today.
Well, so tell me this, though. Do you think that you found your calling here in being an entrepreneur? Is this something that you're meant to do?
I really believe so now. I mean, it can still be scary, but the fact is that I have a lot of faith in this idea and my ability to execute it well. I think I'm in the exact position to do so. I've worked at 2 law firms now. I was a lateral associate myself. I know what the process is. And, I think I've created an amazing website. It's very easy to use. And the fact that it is free means there's absolutely no downside to anyone signing up and using it. And I really want to encourage people who might be scared for whatever reason, employers or candidates, to know there is no downside whatsoever. All it is facilitating connections, which is very good for your career.
And you can remain anonymous in doing so.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We wish you the best of luck, Kirath.
Thank you so much, Spencer.
For more information on this or other topics, subscribe to BloombergLaw.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. Bye, everybody.